Hey, it's Kenny with Helicopter Airliner Ground School. Got some little bit of footage for you here from the outside of the helicopter on my second flight yesterday. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, second flight was way better. And I wanna just tell you real quick, when we got there yesterday, Heather and I drove up to meet Chris Hauser. He's clear on the left-hand side of your screen. And Chris is one of my past CFI students. Been teaching now 10 years. He's been teaching the Cabri. Heather, I went up there to meet him yesterday, and my second flight was way better. And I'll show you actually my pickup. The first video, I'll put a link down below. The first video from a few years ago, it was scary when I picked it up, man. And it was like, I felt like student pilot all over again. So again, that was October 15th of last year. So I've thought a lot about it over time, and just through the conversations with people, I was convinced it was going to be so difficult to transfer after flying counterclockwise to clockwise. And that first flight, almost a year ago, was very humbling to me. After flying 20 years and flying multiple different aircraft, but all of them counterclockwise, it was quite humbling. And that first video, some people said, oh, it ain't no big deal. I jump back and forth all the time, which is cool, but I had other people say, hey man, thanks for being, I don't know how you want to say it, transparent to say how humbling it was you being in the helicopter for the first time doing the counterclockwise. So I made a big deal out of it, and I've talked to people over time, and I thought, you know what, I wanted to go back and do some more flying with Hauser. And so we did it. Yesterday we did that second flight, and I can tell you, being kind of mentally prepared and thinking through it, that second flight was so much better. And I before we went out yesterday, I was thinking, man, am I going to even feel, remotely okay in that thing at 5 hours? And by the time we got out yesterday, right off the bat from that first pickup, it came up nice and slow. And here's Hauser talking to me, going, well, it's just like you taught me, remember? 2-step process. And he's making sure I understand the differences in the pedals, and the whole entire flight was awesome. So we're gonna do 3 more flights, one next week, and then the week after that, he's gonna bring the Cabri down here, we're gonna put it in the HOGS studio, and he's gonna do a full pre-flight for you. So we're gonna shoot some more cockpit footage while in those next 3 hours that I'm gonna do, because I just thought, you know what, I needed something new to freshen my mind and challenge myself a little bit, and I thought, why not do the 5 hours, and then I have the 5 hours required to teach in it. Not that I'm going to run out and do that, but if one of our ground school members buys one and wants me to help train him a little bit or something, just be nice to have that time under my belt. And I thought it'll be some great content. So yesterday when we got there, the treat was, Heather and I get there, you see Hauser on the left. The third to the right is Jason Cutter. He is a 5,000-hour jet pilot, teaches at a university in an aviation program, doing his add-on ratings with Hauser. He's done the private, he's done the commercial, and now he's doing the CFI. And then the fourth guy to the right, is Randy Gingrich. He's done his private, I think now working on the instrument. Both of them HOGS members. Both of them have no-go buttons from passing their check rides and sending us in a picture, which is awesome. I'm gonna go back and just watch my that pickup again, just for fun. It was just, I just want to let people know that, if you're like me and you're kind of going, man, I don't know, I've been doing something for 20 years one way. I'm so worried about learning something new, and to hopefully just ease your mind if you're one of those people like me who was very intimidated by it. I'm now not intimidated. And again, I know people who have said, oh, I switch back and forth all the time. It ain't no big deal. Well, then that intimidated me, right? Because I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm just a complete, dummy because I can't just jump in it and be comfortable. But after that second flight, man, I felt so much better. So I'm gonna check comments real quick. I see Clarence as always. Clarence is almost always here. Awesome video, awesome aircraft. Much more to come. We're gonna get more footage, and I'm gonna even do some more, some new maneuver videos with Hauser flying. I talked about Chris about this yesterday. I said, let's do the 5 hours in the Cabri. We'll bring it down here, bring it inside, and do a really good pre-flight. And he's game to do the full factory pre-flight. Hauser is a factory-trained Cabri instructor, so he knows the right way to do it. And going through the startup yesterday, I'm like, man, there's a lot of steps on the startup. And he goes, wait till you see the pre-flight checklist. And he goes like, look at this. And he said, it's entailed. And we discussed bringing it down here to do a pre-flight video. And I kind of said, you know, everybody always does an abbreviated briefing, or you see that often. Well, we're just going to do an abbreviated briefing today. So I said, are you game to like do the full factory nut and bolt pre-flight? And he said, yeah, let's do it. And he said, well, the new student, it takes about an hour. He goes, so you'll probably want to break this up into, you know, 2 or 3 videos so a person's not sitting there for a full hour. But we're going to do that. We're going to bring it down here, and he's going to do the nut and bolt pre-flight start to finish right here in the HOGS studio. So we'll have plenty of, you know, we'll have good audio and lots of different ways we can hit it with the different cameras. And that's going to be fun. So I'll do my next 3 hours over the next month, and we'll get some more cockpit footage for you. Oh yeah, and then I was telling you, I asked Hauser, I said, you know what, I still need to shoot a new slope, and I think I still want to redo confined area one more time, and I think I need steep approach, a new fresh video for helicopter line ground school. And I said, how about if we do them with the Cabri, and then I can shoot, you know, we can do the cockpit footage with Hauser flying, and I can maybe do some footage inside with him, but then I can get outside and shoot, like, especially like with the slope, really gets the shots that I want. I mean, Heather's a great camera operator, and she does a great job with me, but I just feel like, you know, there's some things that I want to get that's hard to explain to somebody exactly what you're looking for. So I'm excited about the 3 hours to get to 5 hours. We'll do some cockpit footage. We'll do some footage outside, have Hauser shoot some maneuvers for you. So that's going to be fun, and I'm really excited. And it's like, you know, it's nice to, you get in a, you know, where you've flown a bunch of different aircraft over the years, and after a while things seem, you know, pretty easy and just normal to you. And I thought, you know what, it's time to push myself a little bit, and I'm glad I did. Went back and flew that again. Dan said, this is awesome. I have an opportunity to start my training in the Cabri G2 with my flight school, the only one in Minnesota. That's awesome. You know, Chris and I were talking about that yesterday, how there's still only like 30 in the country. And obviously they're gaining popularity. And now that I've had a second flight in it, and we went out and we did, you know, a couple of normal approaches to get that down, quick stops. We went out and did the standard selling with power recovery, and then we did the Bouchard technique, because I haven't really worked with that. And since Chris has been actively teaching it, I said, you know what, I need to get up to speed on this Bouchard method. You know, you want to work with me a little bit on it. And he did, so I felt a lot better about that. So that'd be a good video that we could do for you, because we don't have any Bouchard recovery videos inside HOGS. So that's a good video that we can do for you. And I see Jason Cutter popped in there. You'll love the Cabri, Dan. Again, Jason, you saw at the beginning of the video. Thanks for being there yesterday, Jason. Glad you were there. Heather and I both were really super happy. That was kind of a cool surprise that we rolled in and you come to walking out the door. Let us know how it goes. We will. There's Heather. Yep. Hey, Heather. Let's see what else. Heather, great job. Kenny, the student becomes your instructor. Love it. And that's what was fun. Let me touch on this real quick. Flying with Hauser yesterday. I've flown with Hauser in the past, but it's really fun when you jump in with someone who's trying to help you kind of, you know, get proficient in a new aircraft. And Chris is going, well, you know, it's just like you told me years ago. You know, and to hear him saying, well, just like you taught me, right? And it's just fun to be flying with Chris now, knowing that, you know, 10 years ago I met him on the ramp up at the EMS base where I was flying, and he come in and said, I'm thinking about learning to fly helicopters. He was working full-time law enforcement. God, actually more than 10 years ago. Anyway, to work with Hauser, who was private, commercial, and CFI over the years, that was awesome. So I'll put the link down below for the first flight with Chris in the Cabri. And then we have a couple videos where Chris was here in the studio, and we talked about the Cabri. That's before I even flew it. So I'll put those links down below, so if you want to go back there and hear Hauser talk about, you know, actually teaching in the Cabri, and it's cool that he's a factory authorized instructor. I like that a lot. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. And 5 miles from Precision. Guess I better go fly one. Yes, Gregory, you should. We met those guys from Precision, and that's another thing. We did a video with them at Heli Expo 2 or 3 years ago. We did a video with the guys from Precision at Heli Expo, and they were good enough to jump on camera with us and talk about the Cabri in specific. And we have some footage outside, and then also jumped in the cockpit with one of their instructors. And those guys at Precision were super. They were, you know, they were happy to do a video with us at Heli Expo and talk about the Cabri. And they even invited Taz and I to come up and fly with them sometime. And we wanted to do that, and we just never made it happen. So that was awesome that we got to talk to those guys. So I'll put a link for that down below. So you got some other Cabri content you can go take a look at. I see Alex. Hey, Alex, he's a new HOGS member, from Germany, I believe. Heather shipped off his no-go button. Did you get your no-go button yet, Alex? All right, it looks like that's about everything I wanted to cover. So do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you can see the other new content coming out with the Cabri and Chris Hauser and the stuff we'll be doing there. Subscribe, click the bell, that way you'll be notified of the new videos. Comment below. And we will see you in the next video. So let's just put up here a little something as we head out. So we will see you in the next video. Peace out.